Hey guys, welcome back. In the last lecture, we worked on checking refund eligibility by asking the unique booking ID from the customer, and then we implemented code to find the matching booking entry from the database. If found, we were creating refund with state accepted, else we were returning an error message to the customer. Now, in this lecture, we will add one more check that will also check that if a matching booking entry found from the database, then we need to make sure that this booking is not done for a past workshop. Because if you consider real world examples, then you will see that you can only cancel booking for an event if this event is in future. Okay, and we need to do the same thing here. And additionally, we will also discuss about an important topic, that is bugs versus error. Okay, both bugs and errors are inevitable aspect when you work on an application of any scale. No matter how small or large your application is, you may encounter that your implemented features are causing errors or bugs. By the way, here I don't mean that you write errorful or buggy code, but as I said, that both bugs and errors are inevitable aspects. So there is possibility that your implemented code might have bugs or error. But it's our responsibility to understand the difference between both the bugs and errors. I'm taking this point as a center point of this lecture because I discussed with lots of students and found that they consider errors and bugs as same thing, but both are not the same, because an error is something that halt the execution of your program. For example, when you try to access a record with id that does not exist in the database, then you will get a 404 error. Okay, let me show you by an example. So let's open the localhost 3000. Okay, here you can see that we have some workshops upcoming and past workshop listing on the page. Okay, now if you click on this workshops view detail, you can see that this workshops id exists in the database, so we can see this. Okay, now if you do something like that, okay, then you will see an error. So this is an error. Why? Because we cannot find this friendly id slug into the database which is associated with any workshop entry. Okay, and here you can also see, let's say, provide some id here, and you can find that we are seeing error here that could not find workshop with id 67486. Okay, that means these ids are not exist in the database, so we are getting these exception errors. Okay, so this is something that halt our execution. Okay, now we can't proceed if we unless we provide the valid id. Okay, now let's go back to the same state. Okay, and here you can see that we have this we can find this friendly id associated with this workshop, so we are seeing the correct output here. Okay, now the bugs can also uh, the errors can also be associated with the way of writing your programs. For example, if you define some undefined variables in your methods, then you will get some error. For example, let me come to the refunds new action. Okay, and now let's switch to the project directory and define a variable here. Let's say abc. Okay, now when you save this and refresh your new page, refunds new page, then you will see an error that undefined local variable or method abc for refunds controller. Okay, so why we are getting this error here, that this is considered to be a local variable or a method name, but that is not defined anywhere in our program. Okay, or in our controller, so we are getting this error. Okay, now sometimes you get error because of let's say here you will see the undefined method or no method error here. Okay, so you can see no method error, undefined method need for refund. Okay, because it is not associated with the refund active record model instance. Okay, now if you remove this and just save this en, and if you refresh the page now, then you will see a syntax error. Okay, so these are the examples of errors. Okay, if you get these errors, you cannot proceed unless you correct them. Okay, for example, if you are getting 404, then you cannot proceed unless you provide a valid id to find the matching record from the database. If you are getting undefined or local variable method, then you cannot proceed unless either you remove that local or undefined variable. Okay, and or you define them in your program. Okay, and if you are getting some syntax error, then you cannot proceed unless you fix that syntax error. Okay, so here let me fix that and save it. Now I fix this, and when I refresh the page, you can see that I can proceed now with booking id entry into the refunds form. Okay, so this will work now. So here we see that if we are getting errors, then we cannot proceed until we fix this error, because these errors will halt the execution of your program. And errors can be found in development mode of an application, because it's developers' job to keep the program error free. And almost all developers do this, because when something halts the execution of your program, you cannot proceed and you do not deploy your code to the server or some repositories. Okay, so error is something that developers can deal at their own level and fix them to keep the program error free. Okay, but bug is a different thing. Okay, why? Because bugs can never be considered as error, because bugs never halt the execution of your program. But bug is something that gives you unexpected outcome. This mostly happens because of lack of understanding of requirements, because when you do not understand the requirements properly, then there is high possibilities that you may implement the wrong logic. Okay, so this can be syntactically and semantically correct and error free, but when this comes to execution, this can produce the unexpected outcome. And this is the thing that you might miss during the development. And this can be caught during the testing of the feature, but sometimes bug can be found at the customer levels as well. Okay, when proper attention missed for the original requirements. Okay, so to keep your program bug free, you need to pay proper attention toward the requirement gathering. Okay, and then after gathering the proper requirements and analyzing them, you need to move forward for the implementation of logic for that method or for that feature. Okay, now let's come to the feature that we're gonna implement. So here we are also trying to fix a bug, because in the last lecture we just checked if booking exists for the customer provided booking id, and then create a refund entry with state accepted. But there is a bug in creating refund entry, because we also need to make sure that the booking must be done for workshop in the future. So we're gonna fix that bug in this lecture. Now let's check the bug first. However, here I wanted to tell you that I left this bug in last lecture intentionally, because I wanted to explain that what is the difference between bugs and the error. Okay, so now let's check the bug first. Okay, so here you can see that if we provide a valid booking id, okay, and when you click on the check your eligibility, here you can see that your booking request is valid. Okay, because we found this booking id inside the database. Please fill other details to process your refund request. Okay, but this is a bug. Why? Because if you click on this booking details, then you can see that this is a past workshop, and this workshop has already been taken. Okay, so as according to real world scenario, we must avoid customer to ask refund for this booking. Why? Because this workshop has already been taken, and we should not proceed their refund request for such workshops or such events. Okay, so now it's time to fix this bug. Okay, so open the refunds controller and make the changes, make that required check in the create action. Okay, so switch to the project directory, and here you can see inside the def create action that what we are doing. Okay, we are first to finding a booking exist in the database with the customer provided booking id. Okay, and if this booking found, okay, or the booking present, then we are creating a refund entry, else we are redirecting customers to the new refund form with error message that they provided invalid booking id. Okay, but here we will make a check that workshop's start date is greater than today's date. Okay, if this condition satisfies, that customer wants a refund for the booking which is created for a workshop in future. Okay, why? Because suppose customer provided a valid booking id, but that workshop has already been taken, then we should not proceed their refund request. Okay, so we will fix this here. Okay, so what we will do here, that if booking present, then let's make a check here. Okay, so if booking dot workshop dot start date is greater than today's date. Okay, so let's say date dot today. Okay, however, we will implement that rule like that workshop should not be sorry, the workshops started must be 24 hours greater than today, or at the time that the customer wants to create a refund request. Okay, so we will fix that as well, but for now let's consider that workshop start date must be greater than today's date. Okay, now if this condition satisfies, then create a refund request. Okay, else we will send an error message to the customer. Okay, let's add else here and end this. Here let's display the error message if customer is trying to ask refund for a past workshop. Okay, so first copy this. Okay, so we will copy this because we will redirect them onto the new form of the refund. Okay, and here we will add the alert message, and that alert message should come that you are requesting refund for a past workshop, for a workshop that has already been taken. Okay, and refunds are allowed. Refunds are only allowed for workshops which are to be taken in the future. Okay, and now we can prevent customers to request for refund for the past workshops. Okay, so let's save this and refund your. Let's go to the new refund form. Okay, and refresh the page again. Okay, and provide a valid refund id, but you can see that this refund id is in past. Okay, or this this booking id is for a workshop that has been taken already. Okay, so now if you click on check your eligibility, here you can see that you are requesting refund for a past workshop. Refunds are only allowed for workshops which are to be taken in the future. Okay, so the bug has been fixed. Now customer cannot request for refund for the workshop that has already been taken. Okay. Now let's improve our condition that we can remove the comparison from the bookings controller and add a method into the booking model. Okay. So here I'm talking about this condition. Okay. So let's open the booking model, booking.rb. Okay, because if you can see that this is not a good practice to write such long methods, such long conditions inside your controller. Okay, but here we can add an instance method and then we can use that. So def is refundable. Okay, so let's make check this here. Okay, so if booking is refundable, then we will create refund. If it is not refundable, then we will raise an error message to the customer. Okay, and here what we need to do, that we just need to copy this condition. Okay, and cut it from here and paste inside the is refundable method. Okay, and save this. Okay, now let's call this method into the booking instance. Okay, so go to the refunds controller again, and what we will do here, that if booking dot is refundable, or if booking is refundable, then create the refund request, else raise the error message to the customer and redirect them onto the new refund form. Okay, save this and let's check this feature again. Okay, with our instance method implemented. Okay, so now if you click on the check your eligibility, okay, you will see that we are seeing the same error message. Okay, now refresh the new form and let's try with a booking with. Now let's try to create refund request for a booking which has been done for the event workshop in future. Okay, so what we can do here, that go to the workshops path, sorry, go to the event space. Okay, and here you can see that this workshop is to be taken in future. Okay, the time is from 6th June to 17th June. Okay, so now let's create a booking. Okay, so you can see that I am creating a booking for myself. I am going to book 8 seats. Okay, and let's provide the card details here. And the CVV, let's add month 12 and let's add the error 2023. Okay, and now let's click on the book your tickets now button. Okay, and you can see that this booking is created for a booking inside in the future. Okay, and you can find the booking details there. So now let's copy this booking id. Okay, and we will try to create refund request for this booking id. Okay, so this booking is done for a workshop that has to be taken yet. So this should create a refund request now. Okay, so when you paste it here, okay, and click on the check your eligibility button, you can see that your booking request is valid. Please fill other details to process your refund request. And here you can see that your booking details, and when you click on this booking, you can see that this is a valid, because we can see the booking form here, and this workshop has to be taken in the future. Okay, and that's it. So now customer will be eligible for refund only when he provides the valid booking id and the booking is made for a workshop that has not been started yet. Okay, so in this lecture we fixed the bug into our course project, and we also discussed the error and bugs in detail. Okay, I hope that helps you in understanding the difference between both errors and bug. Okay, and that's all from this lecture. In the next lecture we will implement update method for capturing the number of tickets customer wants to cancel. Okay, so thanks for watching this lecture, and let's meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care, and stay safe.